Vacation, Laurie Kilmartin.
Good morning, Vietnam. How you doing, Laurie?
Yes, I'm tired.
Tie, a little sleepy tie because of the big travel day.
A lot of travel. Yesterday, I flew from Burbank to Denver, which is pretty easy flight. One, no stopping. United, right? Leave
Okay.
at 9 a.m, get there at noon. That's not bad, right?
Right.
And then the gig is what?
I was just gonna say we were just talking about why you didn't fly. Was it cheap to fly from Burbank?
It wasn't
It had
that
to be-
bad. It was
Okay.
like 200, something like that.
Well,
Something like that.
that's not bad at all.
Not terrible. That in that direction. I'm not sure because I went to New York after that on points.
Oh,
so I
right.
don't know. But here's my thing. Okay. We have plenty of shitty travel to talk about today. So then the drive to Basalt, and I thought it was called Basalt, and it's Basalt. And so then I was like, so when you guys, first of all, your city name rhymes with assault. That's you guys. And I go, so when you're horny, do you guys call yourself sexual basalters? And it didn't get the laugh it deserved.
I thought it was very funny. It turns
Didn't
out.
get the laugh it deserved.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
there's
but
no
anyway,
justice.
the drive to Basalt was like 3 hours. So that makes it a long day. And then I do the set, and the set was fun. It was in this really nice theater. Jackie, are you still there?
I am.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I was only looking at Kyle, but he's sort of like doing engineering stuff, and I'm like, who am I talking to?
I think you're on your phone. Are you on your phone instead of on?
No, I'm on my iPad. I just changed it to gallery.
Gallery.
Okay,
Gallery.
So cool. So yeah, the show was like, oh, there's no one in Basalt, by the way. There's no one downtown. There's like 3 people downtown, right? It just looks empty.
Ooh.
And it looks like a cute little town that goes to bed at 7 at night. It's all these like ski resort towns, ski resorts, right?
And it's March, so
yeah, full of snow and stuff. Anyway, and it's a very brand new facility, and
Okay.
it's called Taka. I can't even remember. It's like
Basalt
Taka.
Taka. What the hell
Wait,
is happening?
It's called the Arts Campus at Willits in Basalt. I'm like, what? Who? Pick one. You can't have three names.
Did Gwyneth Paltrow get to name this place? What is happening? It's weirdly named.
Willits is like this little development inside Basalt that has cute things. I don't know. Anyway,
Okay.
Everyone's happy there, so that's good. They're all happy, wealthy people, and they like their things to have many names.
Mhm.
But and then on the drive, and the booker's really nice, right?
Good.
And he goes, I don't like to ask about the tickets. I don't want to stress out about it. And I'm like, okay. And then we stopped. We stopped twice. That's how long it took us to get there. I was so thirsty. I had to get more water, right?
Oh, wow.
Because you're at such a high elevation.
Yeah.
And then I look at him, he's frowning at his cell phone. I go, what's wrong? He goes, oh, nothing, it's the venue. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did not have any ticket sales? What's going on? I was like really paranoid.
Right.
And but then we got there, and it wasn't completely sold out, but it was pretty close.
How big's the room?
It's a big room, and then they just move a bunch of chairs in. So it's like it's a space that they will do. You could have a dance there, like
like a college room, kind of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And Katie Bowman
Yay!
was the MC.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
How did she get there? Does she live there?
She's Colorado.
Isn't she live in Denver?
She's in Denver, yeah.
Well, you could have driven with her. Not that however you got there. No, she's very nice. Why is that funny? I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing?
I don't
wrong?
know. You're rerouting my trip after I made it. That's
I am doing that. I will do that. Yes.
And the booker had a BMW, so I was happy to ride in a BMW. Yay.
And yeah.
And then Zach, and I forget his last name, he has really long hair, and he was also very funny. So it was a good show. It was fun. They were slightly conservative. There was a cabinet member from the Reagan administration. So, yeah.
But your stuff's not political so much as socio-political.
No, I still don't know what that word means, but no, I don't get like on the nose except when I talk about my mom, but I don't even think like Reagan cabinet members are Trump supporters. So it's no big deal.
Right. Those are all never Trump Republicans. So.
Right. Yeah. Never Trump, but I agree with all his policies.
Not publicly. That's what we're supposed to do. Hide it.
Well, like all these Republicans vote exactly. They voted for everything he did. They just didn't like the way he said it, right? But anyway, so there's like an interesting mix of young people who like are 8 people to a house. They can't afford to live there.
Sure.
And then
they all work. Yeah.
And old people with gigantic ranches that
I'm surprised they showed up. I'm surprised. I literally am surprised they showed up. Whenever I do Aspen or Vale or any of that, I'm like, we're usually brought to you on the backs of elephants. There's absolutely, I mean,
somebody,
wow.
a former ambassador to Belgium was there, and he was 88 years old. Who's calling me right now? Oh, Maria. Oh, she's calling you.
I can't do it. I don't know how to make it.
No, you can't because you're doing a podcast.
Right. I have to
making a sacrifice.
I'm going to turn. No, I'm turning the phone off.
Okay.
I'm slightly punchy. Yes. Yeah. So there were a bunch of fancy old politicians and old money, or however old money gets in this country. Right.
Yeah. Right.
And
yeah, so the crowd was sometimes conservative, but most of the time not. And
just one show.
Nice hotel.
Wow.
Nice
hotel.
Crisp, nice crisp sheets. You know how I like that.
Sure, you like that. And was there one of those bathrobes that you enjoy so much?
I brought my own, as I always do.
Oh,
they're not providing anything, these hotels. Half the time they don't even have body lotion anymore.
I know you were having lotion issues. I've been noticing if there's lotion or not at each of my subsequent hotels because you had a bad weekend. Yeah,
it's getting sparse, right?
No, I'm okay. For some reason, the lotion is there. Maybe because I'm not going to use it, and they somehow know that
this place did have lotion, no bathtub. So third really nice hotel in a row, no bathtub. I'm telling you, it's over. It's over for the bathtub. You'll have to now. It's the bathtub will be the mark of wealth because you have one in your home, and it's gonna flip.
It is so. It is. This is a death knell to my road work.
Right.
But so be it. I'll do what I can. What I stayed, my travel, I went to Seattle. And in Seattle, there is some sort of comedy boom where there are many small clubs opening up. Yeah. The Underground, by the way, I was told was about 2 miles from this place. This place was in walking distance of Pike's fish market.
Oh, yeah.
The tourist thing.
Yeah.
And a beautiful street. And here's the thing. The Crocodile Theater used to be a music venue. Okay. That punk rock bands played, and everybody was very excited about it who are old and into that music, or young and remember the day that they weren't there, but they read books about how great it was that
there are still bands that play.
Right. Oh, there's bands. There's definitely bands that play, Kyle, because let me tell you something about this building. It's an old building. It doesn't have an elevator. It is not ADA. I was told that one of the owners of the building is disabled, and it's a priority to get an elevator in there.
It's got to be a lot of money.
He's never seen the second floor.
Wow.
There is a freight elevator, but they're like, no people can be in it. Some person did it, and there was some sort of problem with it, so they're just gonna fix it up. I had them bring I had one bag, and it was merch and clothes, and I was like, it's a 75-pound bag. If you could, because there were 3 flights of stairs to the first floor, and it was audience straight up in the sky.
The audience has to go 3 flights of stairs?
No, I had to go because here's what there is there's a main theater, there's a small kind of Guitar Hero early levels theater. And there is a stand-up room, which used to just be a movie theater, which has incredibly comfortable seats, but only seats about 100, 110.
Okay.
Yeah. And the Sklars are coming. River Butcher is coming. Blair Sochi. Sochi? Am I doing that right?
Saki. Yeah.
She was just there. Jen Friedman's coming. Jenna Friedman. And so it's but here's the thing. You got to schlep up 100 steps to get to the level where there is boutique hotel vibes, but boutique hotel vibes with a bathtub, very glamorous, and a record player in the foyer that you could pick records. And from selection, I picked Lionel Richie because I recognized it.
Dancing on the Ceiling?
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't know that much, but whatever it was. But here's the scoop: you're in this building with these bands. So much there is a hotel that I was put up at Bridgetown in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, I know that hotel.
The one that has the tree. Yeah. And they give you earplugs. And in this place, they give you earplugs because the bands play until 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
And all you hear is the bass, and you're like, is that the Telltale Heart? What's that? And so it was loud, but I can't tell you how great the staff was. Incredibly supportive. And this was the place that had all that security.
Mm-hmm.
And they had all that security because they run bands.
Yeah, right.
And so it just bled over into stand-up land. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and so they had an IPA called Staycation, by the way. Made me laugh.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Do they does the sound from the band bleed into the stand-up show, or is it after the stand-up?
Oh no. Second shows. There was a bit of a Casio buzz, bit of a zzzz of the guitars going on. Really? Not that bad. Okay. And the second shows, it's only been open 4 months, maybe 6. And so I don't know, like, I guess all the owners came with a bunch of his friends to the second show last night, which only had, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 people in it. Yeah. First show was almost sold out. Yeah. Both nights. Well, I think first show Friday had like 70, 80. But last night had probably closer to 100 first show. But second show Friday was literally 10 people, and really fun. Had a really good time because I got to really work a lot of new premises and just kind of, the stakes are lowered. We're just like, hey, we're all in this together. We're just going to kind of bond.
Yeah, right.
And so I had a really fun weekend of shows. The people that they had with me, Chocolate the Entertainer was my MC Friday and Friday first and second show. Mm-hmm. And she was great. But they only have the opener and feature doing, like, the opener, she was doing 5. Oh, wow. The feature was doing 15.
Okay.
And so I was like, what? Do 7, do 20, knock yourself out. Yeah. And then I was to do an hour, and I did an hour, and it was easy to turn over the room because the first show was full, but the second show was not. So it's, so they held it for a little bit. And then last night it was, and Erin Engel was the feature. She was really funny. She will go on the list for to be a comic of the week, but it's just a delight and really fun to work with, really nice. And then I was going to have lunch with Kermit Apio, but timing didn't work. He's awesome. I was like, are you working this club? And he was like, no, I've been doing other things. He's been in lockdown, and then he figured out road, and he used to do cruise ships right before lockdown. That was his main gig.
Yeah, right.
And so coming back into that, he's a little twitchy. So
understandable. He's so funny.
He's so funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, find Kermit Apio's Dry Bar, which I think is the only long set I know online.
Oh, I bet his Dry Bar is doing really well.
Right, because the guy just happens to be super clean.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
yeah,
he's like Regan.
He's not like holding in F words and looking stressed out.
No.
He's just he's a really funny, quick comic.
We drove around for about an hour and a half looking for pie because he's Kermit Apio and he loves pie.
Sure.
And in Seattle yesterday afternoon, and I'm dropping F-bombs, shitting, fucking, talking about all the swears.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh gosh. And I was like, I felt like I was cursing a lot. I also went, so I was trying, I tried to go to a place I was told to go to. The Biscuit Bitch is a breakfast place on First Avenue that nobody warned me. Much like bathtubs. Here's the other thing I would like, American public. I don't want to eat out of a window. I need there to be some seating. I don't want truck food, very rarely. Food to go, fine, but not. Are you gonna
plain eat out of a window?
There was no seating. Literally, it was just a window in a thing, and it was a 30-minute wait. It looked like it was a 30-minute wait for them to take your order.
Wow. Did anyone ever tell you about this place? I think it's called 13 Coins.
No.
It's a really good old diner, but I don't know if it's still open. It might have been closed.
That's sorry. I ended up going to an amazing French restaurant where I had, and this is weird food that you may not enjoy, but I had the best mussels I've ever had in my life. Yeah. And it's a shellfish thing. You're not interested.
No.
Okay. So, but it was I had a really good time. It was just 2 days, and I'm supposed to go back. I'm supposed to go back for some comedy festival in May. Very impromptu, one of the local comics. Plus, there's another downtown club. Plus, Angela and Chili Dog. Yeah, they still got their club, the Laughs.
Wait, there's another downtown club. What's it called?
It's got the word comedy in it.
It's not at the underground location, is it?
I don't believe so. I do not believe
such a great location. Ugh.
Oh my God.
Do something with it.
I never enjoyed that room, but I know why, because it has that vibe that is kind of soothing, but also is triggering. Because you're just like, oh, I know that wait staff were harassed in corners of this room. It's like when they redid the lab at the Improv. I was talking to Eddie, the bartender, and I said, where are men going to insist on blowjobs in this room? And Eddie goes, there's a closet over there. And because Eddie's been there since the late 70s.
Was that happening at the lab?
No, it was happening at the old remember, there was no lab. Remember, it was just storage, and
I see. Okay.
Yeah. It's sort of like when you go to the Comedy Store. Yeah. Somebody has, I don't know if it was Marin who saged it, but there has been a change of vibe at the Comedy Store. Yeah. For real.
New Booker. Yeah.
Yeah. And and anytime these last 10 years, I think that it is because when I first moved here in the late 90s, it still retained that creep factor 11, off the Richter chart, where you're like, nope, I don't even, if they offered me free parking, I wouldn't do it. But now I want them to offer me free parking because the vibe is much better. And they are not.
Okay. Can I just, holy shit.
Where's your camera?
What the fuck? Did we win the Writers Guild? Oh my God.
Are you on the news? What just happened?
I just got a text. Oh my gosh. We won.
What did you win?
The Writers Guild award for late night, maybe.
Oh, you won Conan won an award?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Congratulations.
That's awesome. Congrats.
In real time.
Oh my God. I just got I see a text with congratulations.
Yeah, we don't see you. We don't see you. Yeah, congratulations.
You don't? What happened?
No, turn on your camera.
You don't have a camera on.
Well, I had to move things around. Oh my God.
Yeah, do you want me to check my voicemail? Congratulations. This is so weird that it came in the middle of the
amazing.
Well, I knew the awards were right now, but we never win. And of course, not to complain, but of course, we win the 1 year that we actually would like to be not virtual, where we'd like to be around other writers because all of us are unemployed. So this would be a perfect night to schmooze, be unemployed with your little trophy, and we can't even do it. Ugh. Wow.
The Writers
That's so
Guild Awards
cool.
are being held online.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm. They're out of an abundance of caution.
Right.
Ridiculous. Gee, gosh darn it.
Right.
I mean, yay, but I wish we were all there. How many times we've gone to we get nominated a lot. We go, we sit there, you know, watch John, the parade of John Oliver writers walk up to the stage, get their award, walk back. Wow, that's cool. Yay, I'm happy for, we all miss each other, and I'm happy for everybody because yeah.
You guys could do comedy brunch.
It's a nice way to end it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is great. It is weird that we're in the middle of a podcast and I'm getting phone calls and you're getting awards. But I'm glad you're getting awards. I'm happy for you.
I say a phone call from Maria, a FaceTime from Maria Bamford is an award by itself.
Always. There's no reason to pander.
Yeah.
So no, I'm very happy for you. What will you not? Well, the thing is now you can put that on the resume too, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Which is a nice credit.
People
Always
are
a good credit.
And that old resume. I'm sure they are. I'm sure.
Well, you know, they really do. They're like Emmy Award winning, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So
yeah, that's cool.
That is cool. It's I saw your new office for your writing.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I rented it at the beginning of March, and then I've been working on this sitcom pitch with this
your buddy
for a while. So we've been not going there because it's only for me, you know. You can't fit another person into it. It's so tiny. And so it's there's no way to collaborate on anything. Anyone else in there would be like, you're invading my space, right?
Okay.
But I was like, all right, I got to do either I do this or I just wasted $1,800, which is what I paid for 3 months, or $1,900. So I started going in and just going, all right, what do I want to work on this one thing only? Not going to work on any other stand-up or any pitches. Just this little office is where I work on this novel, whether it's good or shitty, or I never, you know, get it published or not. I just want to get it done and out of my head.
Yep.
And, so yeah, I just started doing that. And of course now I'm on the road, but my goal is to go in most days when I'm home. And for, you know, it's maybe an hour or two or something. It's, I don't know. I don't know how do people just sit and write for 8 hours straight? These prose writers, I don't really know, but I mean, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. But do you find that it's helpful to get out of the house?
Yes.
And have a place to go?
Yeah. And I put little cards up, and I'm starting to like, that it's the GIF from Parks and Recs with Chris Pratt, and he's got like all these cards on the wall, and they're all connected by he looks like a crazy conspiracy
right,
guy.
with the string art, and then all of a sudden it makes
so I'm starting to do that to walls and just go, who's this person connected to? And then I don't want to lose this thing I set up, I want to bring it back, and all this stuff. I kind of know where it's going, but I don't completely know where it's going.
Right.
That's the other thing. It's like things bubble up because it's about my life, so it's things from my life start to bubble up, or the family or everything. And then it goes, then the river goes a different way. And I'm like, it's not like a mystery where I know, how exactly the thief is going to get caught. I don't know how I'm going to get caught yet.
Right. Right. Well, it sounds productive. It sounds more productive than anything I'm doing. I'm working off of 2 very old, tattered set lists.
Yeah.
And I just keep adding the new premises on the bottom of these old, tattered set lists. And then I go on stage and I meander around and I stare at people accusatorily like they've listened to my album too much.
I love it.
And
I
then
love to stare at people and terrify them in the audience.
I
Yes.
don't know.
it's the best.
I don't know that they can tell, but I am judging them. I'm like, have they heard this? This doesn't seem to be popping. It doesn't seem to be popping. And so then I'm like, all right, we'll tell this other story that doesn't have a punchline yet, or only has one punchline, but it's a little long. And so there's good premises. I have a joke that literally the only example in the joke of what I'm talking about is John Mulaney. And it's so weird because John Mulaney is a comic.
Yeah, it is weird. Do you know him?
I've met him
Very nice.
a handful of times.
Very nice.
What is happening now? Now there's a wrestling. Are you beating up your pillow? What's happening? It's loud. It's scraping.
My
lot of
iPhone
noise.
isn't plugged in. I will tell you, or you want to keep guessing. My iPad has lost all of its battery, so I have to plug it in, right? But the charger's on the top, so I have to turn it almost upside down so it can charge. So that's why I'm dealing with, whatever. So and John Mulaney's the only possible example that'll work in this joke.
Right, because the way you just described John Mulaney,
Yeah.
he's a great guy. Yeah, that's a guy.
Oh, you need a great guy in there.
You just need a guy that you look at and you're like, because John Mulaney, and this is not anything, and I'm just gonna not workshop the joke, obviously, because that would be weird and rude.
Yes.
But the we can get together. Camera's off.
I know, I see it. I'm trying to fix it. Keep talking. I'm here.
The speculative fiction in my mind that I should probably write, which is how you would be responding if all of a sudden my camera was. Anyway,
Be angry. I understand. Be angry.
Do you understand my rage? So the John Mulaney, a guy who was born with a silver spoon coming out of every orifice. Dude's wearing like a $300 haircut. Looks like he can eat anything and doesn't gain any weight. His stand-up comedy is both smart, very personal and sweet, and very, very funny.
Yeah.
And then you scratch the paint of that guy and you find someone who is living in a hellscape. Because he is publicly, I don't know if he was doing heroin or meth, or he had been captured by bees. I don't know what is happening inside of him, but he was a mess, right? And the premise is just how we see people and we think that they have their shit together. And stand up in show business is I'm sure people who are not in this see it in their own work, but because our work is full of famous people who look genuinely successful and look great from afar, doesn't mean that they are not also like, he's not worried. I went away now. Where am I?
I see you.
Yes, you're
Is it?
Okay.
Are you looking for a different example besides someone you might be on a show with?
Yes, exactly. If you got someone it could be like, it's not going to be a Kardashian, right? Because everyone looks at her and everyone thinks that she's a mess inside, when I think that she's probably an Excel spreadsheet inside. I think that she is literally ducks in a row.
He did have occupied a unique position in where everyone just loved him because they loved his marriage, and then when his marriage fell apart, people were just dismayed, which was really strange. But
that's weird. I didn't know about his marriage.
Yeah. And so he has a new baby with Olivia Munn.
Right.
Boy. So that's why I was like, I don't know that his life is a hellscape at the moment, because he has a new child and he just did SNL and he did a great job. So he may be on.
But but who is someone who, like Robert Downey Jr., was just an addict and a mess. but he looked like he was like having the time of his life, right? From afar.
Yeah, but I no one would be surprised that Robert Downey Jr. was an addict, right? To me,
Well,
he
not
never.
now, not now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even back then, like he was doing less than zero, and he seemed like part of that brat pack that was headed in a bad direction. But
Right, but
like,
but he was not getting work then. It's a hard. It may not. Well, I
well,
mean, we have time.
we do. Do you need a celebrity example? Because I think you maybe don't have to
I need a
have one.
well-named person, a well-known
Yeah.
person, but I don't necessarily.
But
need-
everyone knows what you're talking about when you describe somebody who you think is perfect, and then they aren't. Like if you just need that setup to go to your, I think you're fine with that, because then it is.
I could just describe a person instead of a specific person.
I think
is what
so,
you're
because
saying.
it's a little, you might run it, I don't know. It's like, it's when it's someone's like a major celebrity, we don't know them really, but like I don't know, he's sort of in our circle, even though we're way out the outer edge of the circle. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I know
he's very fancy.
super famous. So he's also elevated in that level where he has nothing in common with our lives too. But yeah. I have no idea. I don't know.
Right. No, I think I think the basic advice is good. So I like it. Hey, let's take a quick break
Okay.
and let's do our comic of the week, which I ended up watching. I don't know her.
I don't know her either.
You're so loud.
I'm so loud?
Yeah.
Oh. He's having lots of problems.
Yeah. Her name
Yes.
is Avital, possibly
Avital
Ash.
Yes.
Avital Ash.
Yes.
And I've been watching her TikTok because it came up in the algorithm because I'm not really following anybody except for like 5 people I actually know.
Yeah.
But when you turn on TikTok, it doesn't go to the following tab, it goes to the algorithm tab.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just showed up in my algorithm tab. And so she had a very funny
Very
bit.
funny.
It was about how you want to be, you should call people a raper.
Well,
like a murderer.
Yeah,
or not. Don't ruin it, or
don't ruin it. Yeah,
it's better than all of that. It's better than all of that.
Just say it's about the word rapist.
Yes.
Why don't we cut that part, and we'll.
Yes, and that analogy is. I think we can leave that part in, just because I don't think I ruined it, but
Okay.
because the punchline itself was about the word, the extension of the word, but she's really funny, and it's Avital Ash, Avitalash, and that's on TikTok, and that's on Instagram, I believe, too,
and Twitter as well,
and Twitter as well. So so find her, be excited about how smart and funny and dark that joke is, particularly, and then just watch the rest of it, because it's all like that. It's all either really smart or really smart and dark, or really just funny. Yeah.
I mean, based on just one joke, I was like, holy shit, that's great.
I know, I went down a rabbit hole. I was like, okay, I'm in.
Like a total road dog or anything, but not everyone is, and who can afford it in this
oh my gosh,
stand-up comedy economy.
Yeah. I got somebody asking me some question about feature pay.
Yeah.
And how it's the same as it was when it was in the 80s. And I was like, no, it's less.
I think you're right.
Because they're not putting people up.
Yeah. And it's like most clubs are Friday, Saturdays instead of Tuesday through Saturday or something.
Yeah. There's usually, there's less days, but there's also, you have to figure out, and how are you supposed to, like, if somebody features for me in any town in the world, right?
Yeah.
And they aren't local, they have to find someone to crash at. How can you have your best shows if you're sleeping on a couch or inside your car, right? It's a valid question where you're just like, I don't understand how it no longer became the responsibility of clubs to put up the feature, but it is
right.
It is More
Well,
it is more the example than not right now.
I think if they're ideally using locals, but that's good for locals. It's good
Yep.
for locals, right? Yeah.
Yep. And as long as your local scene doesn't get all up in a bundle about you doing more than one club in the
Yeah, that's so bad.
metropolitan area,
Yeah.
because some clubs do, and you're like, well, then you're completely you're shooting yourself in the foot, because the
Yeah.
only way to get better at stand up is to do stand up. That is all. And Kermit Apio said the most interesting thing, and I tweeted it, and I got a lot of people who aren't comics telling me respectfully that they don't agree. And I was like, you don't get to not agree with Kermit Apio and me, or you get to.
What did you tweet?
I tweeted that. Where is it? It is. Come here, buddy. This. Okay. Sorry. You want to tell a story while I look for this?
No, I'm
fucking
looking
tweet?
to see more congratulations.
Oh, good. There you go.
I'm very busy, Jackie.
Right. You're getting the crazy. That's awesome. It is amazing and really cool. It's too. I'm surprised that you wanted to do the podcast now during the awards.
I had no choice. I assumed we would lose. I got into LaGuardia. It's gorgeous. It's a 15-minute cab ride here. I walked in and Kyle had sent the link out. There's no, the iPad's not charged. And as soon as this is over, I got to curl my hair and go do a set.
Curl your hair and do a set. I'm
Hardcore.
doing a set of Flappers tonight, so
Nice.
that's but I was thinking of not doing it just because Gordy was so he's been a little needy since I got home, because Andy left at like 7:00 this morning. So he's been in the yard with plenty of water and food and cats to chase for 5 hours though, or something like that. So yeah, so I'm out to lunch yesterday, or out for pie yesterday, with Kermit Apio. And
wait a minute, this is yesterday and you've been scrolling this entire time. How many tweets did you tweet that you are scrolling for 3 minutes straight to find a tweet from yesterday?
I went to the wrong, this is a great story. I went to the wrong screen to scroll for what it was.
Okay.
So we were talking about Miss Maisel and Hacks, and how the writing and the acting is amazing.
Yeah.
And Kermit said, yeah, it's good, but the stand-up is never for stand-ups, right? He said there's never been an actor portraying a stand-up comic that looks anything except an actor portraying a stand-up comic.
Correct.
And he said that Jean Smart comes the closest.
Yeah.
Because she's playing an exhausted comic. And I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting comments like, well, I thought that this one did the punch, and somebody was like, punchline was great. And I'm like, the stand-up was great? That felt real to you as a comic? That's what it felt like. It was like, well, Sally Field, that felt like a real 1980s housewife comic. Sally Field in punchline. And I was like, were you a housewife? Were you doing stand-up in the 80s and meeting a lot of housewife comics? And was it like that?
I mean, maybe that stereotype came out of Sally Field's portrayal, and that's why when you watch it now, you're like, wow, that really seems like that thing that was.
The housewives that I knew in the 80s who did stand-up comedy, and I guess it would be early 90s by this time, but they were doing stand-up in the 80s, and it was essentially Darlene Westgore, not at all like Sally Field, Colleen Cruz, not at all like Sally Field, fucking Peg Bauer. I don't know if you knew Peg Bauer.
I don't.
Peg Bauer was a mess, a hilarious mess who passed away because she was a mess. But
Dee Staley from Chicago.
Nope. Didn't know her.
Rhoda. Oh, I forget her. Rhoda Cohen. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know her either. See, you're West Coast.
No, those are two Chicago acts that there were no housewives in San Francisco doing comedy. That archetype does not exist in San Francisco.
Not the
but-
early 90s, not when you were there.
When you were you put this in the chat? This woman who was like 86, her name was Lynn Ruth Miller. She was from Pacifica, which is in Northern California. And she started doing stand-up in London in her 80s.
I don't think
crazy.
She did stand up for 14 years and died at like 86, but started at 72, I believe.
What?
Yeah. So
you know what? I want to do that. Let's just pretend we never did stand up. When we get 72, we'll start and we'll be so good.
this is another great plan of along the lines of saying, you know, I hope one day that I'm as good as Jenna Friedman when I'm her age. And
Jackie, I'm telling you, these old ladies, people love these old ladies.
They really do.
Hurry up and get old. They hate us now because we're at a terrible age. We're not cute. We're too young to be cute, but we're too old to be sex pots, right? So we're in this
speak for yourself.
all
I'm
right.
just gonna buy one of those fluffy skirts that just shows my butt cheeks. Have you been watching the Instagram with a lot of the younger comics?
No.
Just super short, and you're just like, is that a curve of your actual ass cheek? Yeah, it is. Who doesn't? I think it was. Oh well, she can't possibly care if I name her. She was wearing the fucking skirt, going, I like this outfit. So it was Marcela Arguello.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
She's an icon, and she must do what she has to do. Whatever she does, I'm 100%. I rubber stamp it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. If I got to wear an old lady house coat to get some work, I'll do it. If it's like people will say, how old are you? And I'll say 72 years old.
And I'm gonna do my first open mic tomorrow night.
This is my hook. Is that I'm of an age.
Kyle,
So you're in New York City. You're going up. Oh, Kyle,
yes.
where are we at, Kyle?
41:45.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I
All
have
right.
a spot tonight at the stand.
Okay. Sunday night
45.
spot. Yeah.
I don't have a ton of spots this week, but it's okay. I'm just here on the weeknights. I'm going back on Friday. So because I'm doing a corporate gig on Saturday night, and it's in San Diego, and I didn't want to fly back on Saturday and then drive 3 hours to San Diego for a corporate. So I'm doing it on Friday. So I'm here in New York doing $30 spots.
Yeah.
I'm not making any weekend spots, but
Right, because they're weeknight. I thought it was weird that you flew the Aspen gig or the Basalter. Basalt, thank you.
Basalter.
The the Basalt gig that you didn't fly the night before just because of how much travel, because you flew and then you drove and then you did the show.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a lot.
That's a long day. And then you had to do, and then you did it backwards today. Yeah.
It was a lot of driving. I they didn't offer. I don't know. I mean, maybe next time if I do it again, I'd like to do that. And I'd like to, now that I know how cool the town is, I would like to hang out a couple days and do it in the winter and ski or something,
Right. I'm home this week, and then next week I go to Arcata. I go up into old timey weed country. And I am flying in a day early for that one.
Okay.
Because I'm flying that occasionally dodgy airline, Avital or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And they want to make sure I make it. And so
that's cool.
But I believe I'm staying at an Airbnb.
Okay.
And
I'm at the Punchline in San Francisco. March 28th through April 2nd.
Nice.
So it's a Wednesday through Saturday. It's an old-fashioned full week.
Mm-hmm.
Please come if you are in the Bay Area. The last time I was there, I was recording my album, so I still have a couple bits I'm still doing, but mostly it's stuff you haven't seen. And it's San Francisco. It's the Punchline, man. It's the greatest room ever. You get to step over possibly human shit to get to see me. That's a bonus. And I'm going to do a streaming show for Rush Ticks on May 7th, Saturday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm doing a fundraiser on the 6th, so that weekend was kind of like
not
Bit of
when
a
I get,
wash. Yeah.
So if you can't come see me because I'm not near your hometown where you live, or if you're still worried about COVID, second best is
The
streaming.
online show, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come to the online show. You'll get to hear all the material, and I'll try to make it as much like a club experience as I can.
Maybe you'll use your laptop instead of your iPad.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, come on.
Charge.
And I think that is smart. That's real smart to do a Rush Takes. They asked me to do how to do Zoom show class.
Yeah.
On Rush Takes, and so I'm doing it's a for comics, and it's sort of just a little seminar thing, and it's free.
Yeah.
And I believe it's next Saturday wait, let me check. Yeah, it's this coming Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
All right.
And
cool.
it's just an hour where I'm just gonna and Jill at Rush Takes asked me to do it, and I was like, you know more about how to do an online show and get a bunch of people to show up than I do. And she was like, no, you told me about that Focusrite. And I was like, yes, I told you about one. There's a piece of equipment that you can hook a regular mic up to. Like I'm just using the gaming thing right now, but but
That's what I use.
Kyle's the only one of the three of us who is set up like a professional.
It's the only one who needs to. We're good.
Right. The rest of us are just chugging along.
We're just managing.
And it is but it should be fun. I'm hoping I'm gonna sort of turn it into like it's on Rush Takes. You can find like Jackie Cation. I think she called it a master class. I did not call it a master class. I am just so
you have to wear a ball gown to the event.
and at the end of it, I'm going to make everybody move their little that they've graduated, whatever that tassel thing is.
Oh
on their
yeah,
heads.
that's right.
Yeah, and but so I think I'm just going to turn it into a sort of how to sort of the way that I set up the Zoom and the way that I how I do it, just because there is preference, I mean, like KO Comedy's still doing a weekly online Zoom show.
Oh yeah.
And so
he's been doing that Sammy Obeyed, right?
Yeah. And then spacing his name.
Ron Vi.
Yeah, Ron Vi from Well Done. And people say we don't know each other. Yeah. Yeah, there's still
comedy.
Oh, is she doing a weekly still?
I think so. I think she's doing it on Instagram or something. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I know that Mary Mack and Amber Preston are still doing their Amber and it's called Mary and Amber Get Dressed. And in the heart of lockdown, they were like, let's get dressed up and talk to each other on Instagram. And then they do. And it's pretty fun. And so that's a fun show on Instagram. I think it's once a week that's alive. I don't know that they do anything with it afterwards, but go to Mary Mack Comedy or Amber Preston. And I just saw Mary Mack is the spokesperson for the Drink Wisconsinably campaign. It literally says drink Wisconsinably, which is not responsibly. No one and she just did another commercial and she put it on her Instagram and it was hilarious. She was having a Bloody Mary that had a hamburger jammed into it. Remember Carmen Morales's Bloody Mary joke? Anyway, but it's just how they put so much shit in the and this was literally, it's a sports bar on a lake in the middle of Wisconsin in February. It was shot. And so she's sitting outside on their deck having a Bloody Mary with the frozen, you can see like ice shacks. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, so but but I like this. I should ping those guys. I'm doing a bunch of sets this week in LA. And Liz Winstead's coming to town on Wednesday, and she was looking for sets. So if anybody knows of any work-ins or stuff like that, Liz Winstead on Instagram and Twitter, just ping her and go, hey, I have a show.
My first memory of Liz Winstead, she's co-creator of The Daily Show. She created it initially with Craig Kilborn. And my first memory of her seeing her at the Holy City Zoo. And the joke was, it was just, do you guys think that male Great Danes should have to wear underpants? Maybe. I know, I've always remembered that. I loved it.
That's such a weird,
it's so short and it's so it makes you visualize. I love it.
Oh, that's dumb and awesome.
Kyle's giving us
we haven't taken a second break.
Oh, let's do it now.
Okay.
And it happened.
All right.
Kyle's been like 45, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58.
Oh, he's being supportive. So yeah, so I'm doing some weird rooftop show on Thursday.
Yeah.
Check out my Twitter if you're in LA. And then on Friday, I'm doing Eliza Skinner's show.
Oh, cool.
And then Saturday, I have a set in, wait for it, Long Beach.
Yeah.
Far away. I don't know.
The factory?
Nope. I hope not. I did that one time and it was empty. And granted, it was right after Delta or right after Omicron, but I did okay. But how could you tell? Like the room seats 600.
I know.
And there were 30 people there.
Oh,
so
yeah, it's hard. That's a hard room when it's poorly attended.
Lightly attended, yes. And I had forgotten to eat, and they have no food, like zero.
Oh yeah, and there's nothing happening there. Like the Laugh Factory is the only thing open at night at that time, practically. Like especially,
that was super nice, but there was just nothing to be done. They could not fix it, and I was like, I've waited too long.
Yeah,
I've waited too long to eat, and so be it. I got bumped up today. And I
tweeted your meal, your first class meal.
Holy shit. It was the woman brought a handwritten sign that she was like, which of these 3 breakfasts do you want?
Wow.
And the woman next to me was like, I'll have number 1. And I was like, well, how are the cauliflower patties? What is that? And she
goes, that a real thing?
Yeah.
My gosh.
They tasted amazing, and it was on top of like a rice, like an orzo, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing was ridiculous. The dessert was dumb. Amy Anderson texted me and said, "What was it?" And I said, "A square thing that tasted like sugar." It was not a glamorous moment, but the food itself was delicious. Even the salad was good.
I was on Southwest. We had some brownie bites. So those were terrific. And some a pretzel trail mix.
We had to cancel
as usual. What?
We had to cancel Louisville, you guys, because we inadvertently booked it on Memorial Day weekend, and it was prohibitively expensive. It was literally going to cost us $3,000 to get there and
to
stay
get there and put
in a
ourselves
hotel.
up.
Yes.
And
and Patreon is for Kyle. That's Kyle's money.
Thanks, guys.
And so there's some extra money that we can use for hotels and stuff, but we just planned it wrong. So we'll do a different date. He told me that we can pick any date we want.
Okay.
And so if you want to do some research into that, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Because I'm tie.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we could could we not do a weekend? Because I think that's hard. You know, like what if we did a Tuesday, Wednesday or something that wouldn't interfere with a week that if you and I got,
more work. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's an option. I'm more than willing to do a school night. And if we did the show at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, but it depends what he likes to do. And if that's something that the club is open to, the room.
Right.
Yeah. Planet of the Tapes. Get it?
I'm so tired.
The
Are
woman
you tired?
Lisa, I'm tired. The woman Lisa who emceed on the second night. I have been explaining to people because when they bring you up, they ask you what your credits are, and I said, well, I just did James Corden, and I also Staycation, and it's called that because we were all home, just to make sure that she's going to pronounce my name right. And so she literally just said, it's called Staycation because we were all home. And I was like, yes, it was. Oh, by the way, so I
Did she call you
reposted-
Jackie Cation or Jackie
Yeah.
Cashian?
She did Cation, which was good.
Great.
Yeah. And so it worked.
Slowly,
Yeah.
one by one, you're training every MC in America to pronounce your name correctly.
Exactly. And that next up, Kostaki Economopoulos. No, but the so I posted Maria's James Corden set because she was just on.
Yeah, it was great.
And it was a great set. It was beautiful, little tribute to her mom, and it was all awesome weirdo mom jokes that were fantastic. And Vulture guy, right, Jesse?
Yeah.
He picked it up and wrote a whole article about it.
Wow.
And it got picked up, I think, by the New York Post or something.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so then I posted yours, and then I posted Kimberly Clark's, and what I really wanted to post was mine, and say, hey, you want to write an article about how great mine was, because mine was pretty good. Anything? All right. But I did not, because it felt
I know.
there's
I
so
know.
much, there's only so much self-pub I could do, and
Yeah.
and when I say only so much, I mean 6-7 hours a day, you guys. So when it gets super specific, it feels dumb.
There for some reason lately I've just been watching other people's careers and just going, fuck. I mean, should I have just taken the hint 10 years ago or something? You know? I don't know.
No, I know. It's
We're just gonna right now. I just feel like I'm just gonna be this lady that just keeps going, and everyone's like, "Oh, all right. I guess she's part of us." But you know, it's not. Why doesn't she see it's not gonna happen? You know what I mean?
it's
When you look
happening
at
though.
what-
It's happening
what's
right
hap-
now. I don't know. You own land. You've been doing stand-up for 35 years. You're revered
You're
by
a
your
Writers
coworkers
Guild
and your
Award
peers.
winner.
You're a Writers Guild Award winner. Woo!
That was, excuse me, that was 30 minutes ago.
Oh God,
So-
we
Got
gotta
it.
close on
We're,
that.
we're ending on that.